Morning, Janine from Ring Hello here. I want to give you a bit of an explanation on the difference between telemarketing and telesales. You see, I get a lot of inquiries where somebody's asking for telesales and what they actually mean is telemarketing. So let me explain a little bit about the two differences and also what it is that makes a telemarketer different from somebody who is a salesperson. So telemarketing is really a service that's there to generate interest, to speak to people, to find out what they've got going on project-wise, when they might be interested, all of that sort of thing. So it's the process that really creates the opportunities. It's there to provide information, takes feedback from people, which is really critical and very, very important. And we're starting actually to do quite a bit of account management for our clients, where we are phoning up their regular clients to either sell them something else or to see how they're feeling with the account. So that kind of customer feedback's valuable too. And yes, we're there to make appointments, but it's basically telemarketing is a process that produces leads by phone with all the run up to that and everything that entails, finding the right person to speak to, making those first phone calls, sending emails out. So there's a lot more to it. But telesales is a service that basically sells your products or services directly to the customer by phone. So for example, you might have a sort of one that's quite a high intensive telesales environment is advertising sales. Somebody's got a magazine or publication and they want people to advertise in it. Now those kind of campaigns actually don't work for us because quite often we're just too expensive. That kind of campaign, you don't need a huge amount of expertise. You're probably better off getting a school leaver to do that kind of job for you. But basically, the role of a telemarketer is totally different to that of sales. You see, like commission projects don't work for telemarketers because when a lead is passed to a salesperson, it's a qualified opportunity, okay? So we all know that for whatever reason, somebody is potentially interested to buy what it is you've got to offer. So the salesperson's often got no idea about the amount of time which has gone into getting it to the point where it's a decent lead, because it can take months, and we usually, that's a whole nother thing, but it's sort of typically double whatever your sales cycle is, then allow that amount for our bit, but I'll go into that on a different video. So basically, it's not necessarily in the sales guy's interest to know or even care how long it's taken for a lead to get there. We give them that information, of course, but that's not the thing they're most critical, you know, that's most important to them. They want to know exactly what it is that the person wants to buy and how much. So with a salesperson, when they go into a meeting, they're already in the door, and it's basically a case of how much can they sell. So the targeted performance commission works well for them because they've got a lead, and it's a case of then it's using their skills to try to sell as much as they can. But that's why commission doesn't work for us, because 100% of a telesales of a face-to-face sales person's role is it can be spent on selling, whereas a lot of our time is spent on profiling, trying to find the right person, voicemails, email, all of that stuff. So commission only doesn't work because we're not spending 100% of our time on that side. So that's kind of how a telemarketer is different from sort of telesales from that perspective. But also for us, whether somebody is interested is pretty much a yes, no or a maybe. It's kind of black and white. You're either at the right time to get in the door or you're not. And if you're not, you build the relationship and the sales pipeline and keep in touch, and that's really important. But 100% of our time is spent doing a much wider thing, whereas the sales guy is very much more focused on 100% of his time is getting in there. So that's kind of covered a few things from telemarketing, telesales, and also face-to-face sales. But hopefully that's cleared up a bit for those of you who aren't really sure on the difference between it. And you know, I'm not meaning this in a condescending way, in any way, shape or form, because it's one of those things that unless it's your business or you've got experience of it, you don't necessarily know. But I hope for some of you there's a bit of a light bulb that's gone, oh yeah, I see the point. If you've got any questions, get in touch, hello@ringhello.co.uk, or if you're watching this on LinkedIn, then ping me over a message there, and look forward to speaking with you. Hope that's helped. Bye.